Your boy was. Oh my God, I was looking forward to doing this review as soon as we left the freaking theater. I was actually kind of blown we didn't do it right after we left, but we here right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and just say it all break. This movie was freaking phenomenal.
I totally agree with you, yo. This shit was totally badass, bro. One of his best, yo. I think it might be actually his best that he's done so far.
1000%. Now, I will say it's getting harder and harder for me to not say anything to you about the movie until we actually get on here on the pod. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit you with a bomb right now. You ready?
All right, bet. Hit me with it.
Turn the TikTok camera on. Like I said, this is the best Jason Statham movie I've ever seen in my life. I have never, I think outside of Transporter, really, I wasn't really on board with anything else. But you're not going to like this, but Beekeeper,
all right.
drop kicks John Wick.
Nah, okay. Yo, stop. Yo, it's up there, man. I don't know about that, bro.
It's drop kicking John Wick. I'm sorry. It's not John Wick. It's over, buddy.
You can't compare one movie to four, yo. But all right, let's see if it gets a sequel, though. Let's see if it gets greenlighted.
John Wick. Pick your best movie.
Damn. Oh, damn. You put me in a rock and a hard place. All right, the best one? Damn, I'm gonna have to go with the second one, bro. That Joan was too badass, yo. What? Not even?
Nope. It's going to the Beekeeper.
All right, let's talk about this. I can't wait to talk about this movie. This show was so tight, yo.
Bro, I'll just start off by saying when we went into the theater, I was like, oh, this is about to be another Jason Statham movie. Like, another disappointment. Because after I saw Meg, the first Meg, I didn't even finish the second Meg. And outside of that, it's really just been the same thing with Jason Statham. So I'm just like, I don't know how I'm going to make
it. Really? That's all you got to choose from, yo? You got Italian Job.
Well, I'm talking about the most recent ones. We got the most recent ones because Italian Job, again, that's one of my favorite movies. But we just talked about the most recent popular Jason Statham movies that came out, like Fast and Furious. We talked about this multiple times. He's been extremely watered down after his introduction into the series, as from being the villain to an anti-hero. So had so much potential to do with that character, and then we just ended up getting what we got with him. So
okay, I'll give you that. I mean, really, after Meg is really just the Fast X franchise, but I mean, we're not even gonna talk about that.
Expendables. So go ahead and say the first thing that popped in your mind. The first thing that popped in your mind when the movie was over.
I want more. I want a sequel.
Well, the sequel part, but you also say, I was like, oh, thank God he had to make up for that Expendables 4 movie.
Oh yeah. I did say that, yo. Thank God he did have to make up for Expendables 4, yo, because that shit was complete garbage, yo. And that was pretty much it was a solo movie with him, pretty much. I mean, because think about it, his squad wasn't even that tight.
Right. Like, can you imagine introducing somebody to the Expendables with the Expendables 4 and be like, yo, you really don't even have to watch the prequel movies. You just sit down and watch the movie, and then you sit down with that person and watch the movie, and then like, this is not what I was thinking this is supposed to be. So now I have to literally make up for something that was completely garbage. And
true.
I choose nothing but good movies, and I'm telling you, this is a highly recommended right here.
Yeah, most definitely you got to watch this movie. If out of all movies you're going to watch with him included in it, this top one right here right now.
Yes. We starting off 2024 with a freaking good movie. This is already my 2024 movie of the year.
Damn. The year just started, yo. I got to agree with you right now, yo. Like, I ain't gonna lie. When I saw the trailer, I was like, yeah, this might be average at best, bro. It might be all right. It's Jason Statham. Ain't too much hope in this, but going in here, watching this movie and seeing the kill count just keep going up, and the story wasn't that bad, right? I kind of dig the story, yo. It was like, I'll go as far as to say this. It's like Rambo crosses over with John Wick. That's how badass this was.
I could see it. I guess what I liked about it the most was probably how modern this movie can actually be by people getting caught up in phishing schemes.
Yeah, it's crazy how like this is actually like, you know, based off like real events. Like people actually fall for this stuff, and it's crazy and it's kind of sad though. But I mean, that's why they did that in the movie to make you like have a big disdain for the villains. So you hate them off break because they're big pieces of shits and everything that it comes with it, they deserve, bro. Same thing with like the whole John Wick thing. That's why I compare it to like they gave him a reason for him to just go off script and just start marking everything and everyone. That's why I compare it to John Wick because there's like there's levels to this shit. You know what I mean? And it just keeps going up, and they have like a secret organization. With the Rambo thing, I go with the reference to John Rambo because the kill count was ridiculous, and the way he murked people was just creative. I mean, I wouldn't even think that was possible at half the time that you could do the things you could do in this movie. And I think I've pretty much seen it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn.
Right. Yep. The choreography was a masterpiece.
Most definitely.
It's better than John Wick.
It's still debated. We still got to debate that. But okay, I'll give you that for now.
I'm just letting you know, like, it just blew me away.
Keanu got some work for him.
Hey, if we can get a collaboration going, that'd be lovely. So, let's get into this plot, right? Eloise Parker. She was a retired school teacher, right? And she gets caught up in this phishing scam where she gets robbed over like what $2 million, and she like manages this like charity group, and she literally kills herself because of the fact like she worked all her life to make all that money. She's like retired, and like all of that is just gone. Like I would think like she would sit down and talk to her daughter first, but I guess we can go this way. Like, boom, blow your brains out. Cool, right? So Jason Statham's character, he is, I guess he's renting out some space from her as far as like, renting a room. And he just walks in and he just sees her head blown off. And then the daughter, Verona Parker, she walks in behind Jason Statham's character, Clay. And she just automatically assumes that he did something to her mother. And he just gets arrested, and then come to find out, they find out that she was part of a phishing scheme. And Verona, the daughter, she works for the FBI. So they were basically investigating this phishing scheme with this particular company. It's called UDG, but they really didn't do anything. So they go back. And Verona goes back and talks to Clay, Jason Statham's character, and Jason Statham decides to take matters into his own hands. And I would guess we call it take revenge on UDG for stealing all that money from Eloise. So again, I think the plot was brilliant. Has anybody ever attempted to get you with a phishing scheme?
A couple times, I ain't gonna lie.
Any particular story you like to share? Because I got one.
I can't think of one right now.
Can't think of one right now?
No, not right now.
I got one. This is a true story. I don't ever tell you no lies. It's a good freaking story, right? So I was on my computer looking at some nasty videos, of course. Pug and Latina is my category of choice. $1.50 approved. You already know, right? So,
all right. we going there. Okay.
So,
all right. So I'm curious now. What happened?
Okay, so I'm sitting there watching on my computer, right? So my computer freezes, right? And my webcam takes a picture of my face, right? It's weird. And like I literally see my face on the camera, on my screen. And then it goes to another screen. And it goes to the FBI, gives you all the rules and regulations or whatever. And then the crazy part was, like, I'm trying to get out of it. It would not let me out. So I think at the bottom, it said I had to like give them a certain amount of money, and they would have let it go away or something like that. And the reason why it was so mind blowing to me at the time was because of the fact that I was binge watching Prison Break, phenomenal TV show, by the way. I was binge watching Prison Break, and I was like, "Oh, yo, I cannot go to jail right now. Like, I just watching Prison Break. Like, this is just not freaking cool." But at the end of the day, I end up like, taking out the hard drive, letting the battery die, and it just end up resetting any freaking way. But yeah, that's my one little phishing scheme scare.
While you were talking, I think I remember a couple. I mean, there was a few times I got like my mom got like the way that this Beekeeper movie came about. Like, a sign came up, a giant window came up. It says, your computer got infected by multiple viruses, and it almost paid a company hundreds of dollars to fix the computer. Thank God I was there to save her. One time I got I was doing, watching the same type of stuff you watching on my phone.
Watching the same type of stuff I'm watching.
Somewhere in the same categories. I ain't gonna say. I ain't gonna be telling on myself, but my phone got infected or whatever, and it told me all this information was gonna get leaked out if you didn't send it. And I remember them telling me that I had to send the money or a certain amount of time. Like all your friends on you're not your friends, but your contact list would have all your private information would have been linked to your contact list. And I'm like, oh nah. Because at this time I had a lot of family on my cell phone, so I was like, oh nah. So they told me I had to send money to Western Union to to clear, to stop everybody seeing what I see. And I was like, oh nah. They got me a couple times, but I was like, okay, cool. But at some point you realize this is bullshit, this is a scheme. This is a fraud. So I can see how so many people can get got though. But that reminds me of I don't remember line for line in the movie, but I remember Jason Statham saying, what's worse, stealing from a child or stealing from an elderly? At least the child has a parent to guide them and punish those who try to, hurt them. But stealing from an elderly person is morally wrong. But I think somewhere down the line, he was like, you deserve to die if you rob from an older person, because they're just left to defend for themselves, or just people just tend to forget that they're there. And that had me thinking, like, damn, that was deep. Because you kind of think about it too, like a child, people will run, would go head over heels for a child. But the elderly, sometimes you tend to forget that they're there. You know what I mean? That kind of hit. And I was like, damn. Like, knowing that you're going to get old, sometimes it'd be like you might be forgotten or you're just there, but people just tend to be like, he or she's an adult. Whatever, they'll handle it. They pretty much been doing it their whole lives. Kind of thinking about so you don't got no one defending the little guy.
Right.
Yeah, so I could see why Jason Statham did what he did, yo. So I was like, he was over there helping the helpless, helping the little dudes out when nobody else had a voice to hear them out. So
basically like a Robin Hood type of situation. So but Beekeeper, right? Apparently this is supposed to be like some kind of like government program where all else fails, FBI, CIA, they have this one private sector organization where they send the Beekeeper, which is Jason Statham's character. And in the movie that he was retired and he was just trying to live a peaceful life, and then this turn of events happens where Eloise kills herself from the phishing scheme, and he ends up wanting to take revenge on UDG. So come to find out, UDG, which is ran by Mickey Garnett, he goes to the UDG building, blows that joint up. That joint was cool. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, again,
walks in the front door too, bro, and it tells him he gonna burn this whole place down, bro. Damn.
Right. Burns the whole mug down. Right. Crazy. And obviously Mickey ends up finding out where Clay lives by basically just going back, just look at the last couple of people that they scammed or whatever, and literally tries to take his revenge and fails. And then come to this is like the freaking weirdest freaking twist where Mickey's communicating with this boy back and forth throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, the boss.
That is that's your boy. Why can't I think of his name right now? Why can I not think of his name? Josh.
You talk about Hutcherson? Derek.
Yeah, Derek Wild. Wow. Danforth. My fault. Danforth.
Yeah.
Wallace Wild Wallace Wild, he was the former head of the CIA, right? So
Yep.
Danforth, he basically is in charge of these phishing scheme companies, where the crazy twist was Derek Danforth, he is the son of the president of the United States in the movie, right? Like,
That's wild though.
that was freaking wild. So whole time, all her campaign money came from this phishing scheme, and it literally got you freaking thinking, like, bruh, like this could really freaking happen in real life.
Facts, yo. Like you think about it, politicians like that run their own parties, their political parties. Like how much of it is clean money, bro? Like how much is it like really like going through these parties? Like makes you think though, like this could actually happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, or it is actually happening, but who knows? Who am I to say, you know, what's real and what's not? But it got me thinking like, damn, yo, that's wild too. And is the president's son? That's wild.
Right. Like, just think about it for a second. Where they're not poor folks. Like, they have a significant amount of money. They invest in brand new things. So,
and they steal from the weak and defenseless, bro. Like that's crazy. Like hardworking Americans, and they're wiping their bank accounts, their credit cards, and like running them to the ground, bro. Like damn.
right. I was blown away. Like, damn, this is wild. Like, really freaking wild. So it just like there's so many things I want to touch on when we talk about this movie, to be honest with you, but I can't get that one scene out of my head, and you know what scene I'm about to talk about. When when excuse me, Garnett finds out who they're dealing with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he has to contact, I guess they were married before the president. And she was like, I was thinking about you. I think about you when I'm not with you. And I'm like, hold up. Y'all not together? Fuck that. I'm not going to risk my life for nobody. And we ain't even together? Shit.
I'm gonna repeat this like we said I said to you in the movie theater, yo, sipping goes a long way, bro. I'm like, yo, he's doing this jump for some ass? God damn. And mind you, this is the president we talking about. Wallace was thirsty in this movie, bro. Like he said, I'll do anything, and I'll do anything for you. But you told me to take care of your son. I told you I got it. I'm sitting here like, yo, wait, hold up. That's not even your own kid? What the fuck?
Right. So like
what?
That's freaking crazy. So all right, let me put real quick for the audience though. So President Danforth, apparently she was the head of the company before she actually sold whatever she sold to become,
before she stepped down.
Right. She stepped down from the company to run for president. So she gave it to her. I guess they were married at one point. Wallace Westwild, he retired from the CIA, and then she was paying him like millions of dollars to do it, but they were together. And he's just supposed to be looking after the son, because I'm assuming the son is just a fuck up and it's not good for her image if he was to be around. This is all me just assuming, right? So
yeah, it sounds about right, because under what's it called, the company, the son was basically having multiple different companies that were basically Ponzi schemes that were robbing. They were basically like insurance companies that were robbing everybody. And one of the biggest companies that they were financially, like, big for, was actually helping the United States of America, bro. That's wild.
Right, the FBI, I think.
The FBI, yeah, they were getting their money they were getting financially taken care of from like this company, bro. Like that's wild. And under every company they had, they were just robbing the innocent Americans. That's crazy.
So it was like during the course of the movie, like Eloise's daughter, Verona Parker, right? Throughout the whole movie, she wanted to do the right thing and stopping Jason Statham's character, Adam Clay. Like, to be honest with you, she was kind of getting on my last freaking nerve. Like, bro, like, go ahead and let him do his thing. Like, why you keep getting in the way? Like, your mom just killed herself. Like, come on now.
Like
Let
mourn,
him.
yo. Like why is your ass in the middle of the action, bro? Sit your ass down. Like you ain't gonna do nothing because as far as you know, your people go in there and getting their asses whooped, dog. Like that's not enough for you to be like, okay, let me step back. Even your partner got his ass beat, bro. Like I'm sitting there, like, yeah, that's what I thought. Sit your asses down, bro. Just stay on that desk and sit your asses and just write some papers down, bro. Fill some papers out, yo. I'm saying, do some paperwork.
Right. And I'm just like, why y'all keep on getting up and keep on trying, especially the partner, because he already got dropped with ease. Dude
With
literally
ease.
stripped him down and had him at gunpoint. And he said, I have kids. I know. You have what,
3
boys and a
daughters and
girl?
1 boy.
Yeah,
I
something like
was like,
that.
damn. He's like, I know. Yo, this show was wild, bro. And then on top of that, you got these villains you got Derek and you got Gurnett over here, and you could tell it from the beginning when you meet these characters, like they invest in the audience to hate these characters, bro. Because I'm sitting here looking at Mickey, the dude who got his fingers chopped off, yo. Off break when you saw him steal the money from what's her name, Miss Parker. I'm gonna call it Miss Parker, the elderly black lady in the beginning of the movie, which God
Ella
rest her soul, because
Louise.
even though just the way that they dogged her, like the way that they manipulated her. I'm not even say dog because that's too much. Dog. Like the way they manipulated her to get her to feel sorry, and then he was like, "Oh no, I transferred you your money back," and then he's, but accidentally instead of transferring you 500, I transferred you $50,000 to your bank account, and it was the bank account with the nonprofit organization that was supposed to help the children in her community. I had like $2 million in that joint, right? And then she was like, "Oh no, but it wasn't my fault." I know, but if I don't get the money back, I'm going to lose my job, and I got a family, I got kids." And she's like, "I don't want you to do that. So what I got to do? You got to give us access to your account so I can transfer it back, and then we'll be even." And dog, she did it, bro. I'm just like, oh my god, bro. I just felt so bad. And then from the break is what I'm trying to get to is like this dude Mickey. You just hated him, bro. It's like you wanted to see him get murked. You wanted to see him get destroyed, bro. And Jason just treated him straight like a bitch, bro. Like he tortured them. And then this man had, not only did he live in that from that explosion from the burning building, he had the nerves to go over there after contacting Derek to go find this beekeeper they had no idea who this man was. Brings a squad, watches his squad get dogged, and then even run away, bro. And then over there saying, "There, please don't hurt me. I don't want to die."
Right. He said, he fucks up my shit. I'm gonna fuck his shit
Fucking
up
his
too.
shit up too. Yo, that shit was wild, bro. And that whole scene when they went into that little, I guess garage or little, like, his little shack or whatever it was, and how he just dogged them and how they all got murked and he saved them for last. And Mickey just sitting there, I need help. Where's everybody? And he's running to one side of the building to the other. And then Jason Taylor just comes up there and just like, boo. And he's like, don't hurt me. Like, just straight bitch mode, bro. I'm like, oh my God. And then the way he finished him off too, this motherfucker let him run, and he's over there, Derek, help me. We found him, and he's like, I'm sorry, but we couldn't stop him. He's like, what you mean? Like, so you're calling me to tell me you failed? He's like, yeah, he cut my fingers off. My right hand is bleeding, and then he was like, oh my god, yo, who is this dude? I don't know. And this man Jason Taylor came out of the background, breaks the window, and pulls this man out the whip, bro. And he was like, hey, stay here, stay still. And grabs a freaking a straps into the vehicle, and it straps into his fucking beat up truck, and then freaking forwards the truck into the freaking water, and then this motherfucker just gets dragged into the freaking ocean, bro. Damn. Talking about overkill, like god damn. And I, to be honest with you, I'll sit there like I'm like, he deserved more than that, bro. But I was like, god damn, finally you murked him. That was a badass scene.
Chance. He gave him a freaking chance. To be honest with you, he gave him 2 chances.
2 chances, bro. Not only did he disrespect him in the building, he disrespected him in his home, bro. You don't come back from that shit, bro. So I was like, yo, that kill was like most deserved. And then had the man then picks up the phone. He was like, "What's your name?" And he was like, "What is it to you?" "It's Mr. Fuck You." And then he was like, "Well, you sound young, Mr. Fuck You." And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You need an insurance plan." He said, "Why?" "I'm only 28." And he's like, "Well, I'm gonna show you why." I was like, "Damn." I said, "Holy shit, bro." That was badass, yo. Badass from the start.
So, throughout the whole movie, what was your favorite action scene?
Ooh. I like this question. Oh, so best fight scene or action scene in this movie, hands down, is when he went to that second the sister company and he had to fight the U.S. Army.
Oh, at the front door.
At the front door, he had the CIA up front. So like for the people who like this is a little spoiler alert right here for the people who haven't watched the movie or who are about to watch this movie or watched it already. It's a scene where Jason Statham, Adam Clay finds another sister location of this company that Derek runs, and it's surrounded by government soldiers, like the badasses of the government. And mind you, before I even get to this action scene, you had this dude, what was it, Wallace, right? Yeah, Wallace. Runs the company, who is also retired from the CIA, hires all these badasses for hire, bro. And he states what the beekeepers are, how they're off the book, and how they're hard to kill. And like once they go rogue, they go rogue. So mind you, he tried to get the beekeepers to like stop him. So they sent another beekeeper to attack Adam Clay. That shit goes south, and he murks this one broad, and then calls the government back. It was like, nah, deal with it yourself. He said, but that's your own people. He said, man, the fuck do we care? Hit the phone up on the government, bro. Like, yo, who does that shit? And then this man has a room full of like soldiers, like sitting here thinking they're badass. He said, all right, listen up. This is the beekeeper. He explains who this man is. He says, so listen, all the men that are in this room, you're all a bunch of pussies compared to this dude. But if I put enough of you together and build a squad, maybe we might have a chance to like murk this motherfucker. Hopefully, by God, we can kill him. And I'm like sitting here, what the fuck? Who does this shit? I'm like thinking this John Wick vibes all over again. So we get to the scene where he walks into the building, right? Soldiers just have the whole place like surrounded from front, back, and the side and everything. Then you got these government like mercenaries for hire, the contractors inside the building talking about get the fuck out, evacuate the building, and then you got this douchebag like Gurnett over here talking to shit. This money maker. Derek's like, you can't tell my people what to do. We make money. You gonna just have to do your job and shut the fuck up. Which was pretty wild though. So Jason Statham's character Adam just like, the only best scenario is basically, walk into the front door. Like nobody thinks about doing this shit. And he come out there and you got the CIA over there, the Secret Service just over there, the military up in here talking about like, yo, let's get the perimeter set up. And he was like, he's like, it's actually no way for this dude to walk in. He's like, yeah, there's no way, man. He's like, he would have to do something crazy like walk in the front door. He's like, yeah, so I might as well help the fire department out and just, make it quick and simple to point. It's like, who is this dude? And he was like, yo, man, detain this motherfucker. This motherfucker's like, well, you can either get the fuck out of my way or I'm going to have to hurt y'all. And they were like, man, fuck this motherfucker. And then dogs them, bro. Puts them down. This motherfucker has no armor whatsoever, just dogging them. And they were like, yo, we just got our asses kicked. And he walks in the front door, bro. And then on top of that, you got these whole people over here getting a prep talk about how they're going to rob the defenseless and the poor on these Ponzi schemes. And he over there just clapping his hands like, yeah. It's like, little do you know, I'm just going to murk every single one of you. You got these mercenaries out here talking about, hey, yo, they said check the hallways. And you got the big bad over there talking about, yo, dude, he coming. When he coming, he ain't going to be, nobody can stop him. And this motherfucker was like, damn right. And then he starts the whole action scene. And by goddamn, yo, I ain't gonna lie to you. There was some exaggeration in this movie because they should have killed him because there's no way this one man is getting shot by multiple people. Like I'm talking about like maybe 50 deep in one room and nobody getting murked. And this motherfucker walking around like, yay, like ducking and shit. It didn't burst him like he had no second thoughts about how he was gonna do it, bro. Just every one of them got destroyed, bro. And don't even get me started with the elevator scene when he had the little string tied to the freaking walls and stuff, and in the ceiling, climbs into an elevator, and then like climbs through the ceiling, and they shoot the ceiling up, and he's over there like, "You guys done yet?" And they're like, "He said reload." They're reloading, and then he sets up the trigger and cause an explosion. And then these guys are like in the elevator, like, yo, he's like, get out. And about half the squad get out. One dude barely makes it. Elevator comes down, takes freaking makes him paralyzed, cuts his lower body off, bro. What the fuck?
I didn't think he was gonna kill law enforcement. I didn't think he was gonna do that at first.
Dog, anybody in his way, he was murking, bro. I'm sorry, yo. He was murking everything and everyone in that building, bro. You don't think you're gonna survive, bro? Like, yo, then on top of these soldiers that are actually still stuck in the elevator, going down, screaming their asses up. And these supposed to be the badass motherfucking mercenaries, bro. And then the ropes that were tied around the building, yo, grab the remaining soldiers that are trying to run for their lives, and it brings them down, bro. And he's watching this on the sideline on the wall, just like this. Yeah, sounds about right. Y'all had it coming. I told y'all I was gonna kill y'all. And then what he did to the government too, dude, like what he did, like what we just talked about, what's the name? Agent Parker's partner too.
Mm-hmm.
Put him down. It was like had his guns all like, you know, all over the place, and he was like, yo, please don't kill me, I have kids. He said, I know, you got 3 daughters and 1 son. You're free to go. And this motherfucker trying to act like he was badass. Yeah, I tried, but he, you know, he stuck one in. I'm like, man, shut your dumb ass up. Yo, you got dog. Shut your ass up. Just admit you got dog. You were no match, bro. You thought you were the shit, bro. Then you found out who's real.
That's why I was like, Verona, you're so freaking annoying. Like, leave my man alone. Like, for real, all you see is bodies on bodies, and you like, we have to get this guy. Like, bro, sit your ass down.
Like, no bullshit.
Like, sit your ass down. So when they finally figure out that, excuse me, Derek Danforth, that he was what Jason Statham's character Adam Clay was after. It was like, oh, we got to get the second in command of the FBI involved, and where is he at? Wallace is like to Derek. Oh, yeah. You have to talk to your mother. It's like, what do you mean?
You gotta call your mom.
With your mother. Yeah, like we need the Secret Service. So they go to the island. I'm assuming that's where one of the homes are. And the way he was able to, you said what?
The beach home.
The beach home. The way Adam Clay was able to infiltrate that joke. Like, that shit was so fucking wild. Like, they literally checking every single truck, and my man just gets on a freaking skateboard, rolls up to the front of the first truck, and just hides up in there, punches the dude that's looking underneath the truck, puts him in the little hole of the truck, right? And then literally, and it puts his daggone Secret Service outfit back on. Then he goes into the party like nothing even happened.
Back, but like the crazy part is that he swam all the way from God knows where, and then like puts the military suit on, the Secret Service suit on, like, you know, gets into the party, takes off the suit, actually gets dressed up nice and walks in the party. And mind you, there are hundreds of Secret Service, CIA, like military, more. You got even more mercenaries surrounding the whole freaking beach home while a party is going around, and this dude just walking here nonchalant, like, you know, like, they can't detect me, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, whose man is this, bro? Like, yo, like nobody saw him, and then this motherfucker gave himself away to Agent Parker, bro. Like, walks into a scene, and she's just like looking around, and he was like, he gotta be somewhere around here, and then sees her, locks eyes with her, and then gives her the nod. What's up? And then walks away, bro. Like, walks away. You're telling me that nobody saw this motherfucker walk in the front door, like, at all, bro? Like, what the fuck? Like, yo, that's wild. That's wild, bro. And they chased his ass, and they couldn't even find him. Yeah, this dude look like Johnny Sins looking like, yo, in a gray suit. And he's like, put your hands up. He's like scared as shit. It's like, oh shit. He's like, oh shit, it's not even him. Oh, how bad. Just keep going. Listen, he's got to be around here somewhere, yo. That shit was badass. And then when they finally had him, like, with his hands up in the garden,
right?
And nobody saw that he had like this remote control in the back of his head, yo. Like that shit was wild. And you had that one douchebag who actually killed a beekeeper in the past, but and barely survived with like one leg.
They called him Lazarus. That was his name.
Lazarus, yeah.
Lazarus. So like, it was crazy. He was like, They gonna shoot me right here in the head like this? It's a tough crowd you running with here.
Hey, that show was wild, bro. That show was wild.
I'm trying to think because I feel like Wallace. I feel like he got off easy in this movie.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I mean, I wouldn't go as to say that he got off that easily, but I kind of felt he was not even considered a threat in this movie, which is pretty crazy because you think about it. I mean, half the mercenaries that were sent were by him.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Derek. Okay, Derek already. He did the like he did. He has the fishing scheme. All right. So he got to get a bullet. He got to get the bullet.
He had it coming, bro. He definitely had it coming. Because think about it. This is Derek didn't do shit in the movie whatsoever except talk shit, bro. That's all he did. Like, what did he do? The first thing he did when he got into trouble, he ran to Wallace. And then Wallace was like, dog, like, I can't help you. I tried. You got to call your mommy. And he was like, but, he said, call your mom. And this is Wallace, bro. He's sitting there like, yo, I don't even want to call your moms, bro. like he's scared of his mom, bro. Like, damn, I get it. She's the president. But this motherfucker just like, I don't want to go up to her and tell her that I failed her. Like, I failed her and her son. Like, you need to go over there and tell your mommy right now that we need to go hide. And this was like, hey, mom, like, want to spend time with you. Like, straight bitch mode, bro. I'm just sitting here. And then not only did he do that, bro, he hid behind his mom. So he had everything coming, bro. I'm sorry.
He was going to shoot her.
That's fucked up, man. That's like, I'm thinking about it. Like, take the whole president of the United States out of the equation. Bro, that's your mom's, bro. That's your mom's. Like, yo, that's fucked up.
Like, if you take out the president of the United States, like, what is the consequences for that? It's got to be the death penalty. And I feel like that's a light sentence right there.
And yo, and the fact that she was just sitting there, like, I'm gonna just tell him that the truth, and whatever happens. I'm just gonna have to like tell the whole United States, because dog, I'm surprised that she didn't know the entire time where that money came from for the her political party, which kind of had me thinking she must have really, really trusted her son.
Hey, would you really care if you was having success?
Yeah, but you're running from the president of the United States, bro. You got to make sure your shit is clean, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's not her job, though. That's everybody else that she hired. Like, she has a PR team. She has like a private, you know, they have whole teams for that. So I wouldn't even think that she'd be thinking about it. Maybe that's a blooper for the movie that they kind of fucked up on. But
true. But the greatest lesson of this, yo, was like, if you can't fix it, your mommy can, which is not fucking true, bro. Because this man was like, mom, like, where did you think the money came from? And he was like, you know, like, in order to break a debt in this world, someone's got to do something, you know, illegal. And he was like, she's like sitting there like, but I don't understand. Like, he was like, man, shut your, like, he like looking at his mom like, shut up. Like, you knew where this money was coming from the get-go. She's like, well, you're going to have to stand up to the bully because I can't do it for you. I'm just going to tell him the truth and hope to God he doesn't kill, you know, both of us. I'm sitting there, and he's sitting there like, he ain't going to do that. He's going to kill me. I'm sitting there like, yo, dude, you got to suffer for your consequences, bro. Whether they were good or bad, bro. You had it coming. The man told you to stop and you kept doing it, bro. Like, yo.
It was kind of like that typical spoiled child syndrome where it's like, I don't give a fuck as long as I do whatever I want. And then
you'll like eventually you'll find out one that's gonna put you in your fucking place, bro. Someone gonna get spanked, and it was definitely him, bro. Hands down, hands down, bro. Like, you know, that shit was gangster too.
I did want to touch on the beekeeping references that they had in the movie that were like life lessening type of things. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
so like how like he was referencing to the queen, where if the other bees were unsatisfied with the queen, they would take out the queen, and then there would be a new queen to emerge as the head queen.
Yeah, that's actually something that's factual.
Like, that's some like really deep shit that I didn't even freaking know. Like, I thought like you're supposed to stay loyal to the queen no matter what. I didn't know they could kill the queen off. Well, obviously the queen could die. Like, I can go outside in the summertime and smack the shit out of a queen bee, and then they fucked. Obviously, a new queen has to be elected somehow. I don't know what they do. Would they vote? I don't know what they do. But Yeah, I knew that, but I didn't know that the own bees in the hive they could kill the queen bee, and then they'd be like, we got to get us the queen bee.
Yeah, it's wild though because like this is actually based off real life because for most people who don't know, bees are like very important to the environment, bro. They're very important to the environment. The structure to how they run the hive is crazy because you got mostly males who are supposed to protect the queen bee, right? So there are a couple females, I guess you could say for backup, for like basically kind of like the president. You got runner-ups, right? Who are not say substitute, but they have to
got the vice president, got the secretary of defense, and the treasury.
You got levels to this shit, right? So It's crazy because in the book it says that these bees can go off script for the greater good of the community, which hence what this organization did behind the books. Even some politicians and some people in the high rankings of the FBI and CIA can't even access the beekeepers, which is wild if you think about it, bro. And some of these agents that we saw in the movies when they were asking for financial help to get a squad and more guns, they were like, yeah, you got a blank check, make it work. And when their faces were like, he's a beekeeper, and they all just look at each other like, yeah, we got to take care of this. Right. Get it done, type thing. But also like, it's crazy because they said that a female bee can kill the queen bee for making weak males, for birthing weak males. So it's wild. Like, think about it, yo. Like, damn. So like a female bee can just kill the queen bee because they deem that these male bees that are being born are weak. So they will step up to become the next queen bee. It's pretty wild.
So male bees become queens?
No, females.
Okay. Say that's some really deep shit.
So it's really deep shit. Like someone's saying, like you got the female ones who can kill the female queen if she doesn't birth like strong male bees. Then you got the male bees who can kill the queen bee if she goes off script. Like if she refuses to birth more bees for the community, for the hive. Think about it. That's pretty wild. So for the greater good, like their thing is like they don't just do this because that's what they're programmed to do. They do it because it's for the greater good of the community. That's pretty wild. That was the whole point of the movie. Was Adam Clay was basically working for an organization and it wasn't being controlled properly. So he took it to the head of the hive, which the metaphor is the United States. And who's the head of the United States is the president of the United States. Is pretty wild.
Makes sense.
So in a way, you could say Derek was the weak male, and Derek's mom was the queen bee. And then the CIA agents are all the male bees that are, and hence the metaphors are weak males because, I mean, Wallace said it to their faces. These soldiers were pussies compared to this dude. So that's why he went off script. But for the greater good of the community, he had to save the hive. It was like, well, time to start all over again.
Makes sense. I like the reference there.
Yeah.
All right. Last segment. We coming up on what, the 45-minute mark?
All right.
Come up with a plot if we were to do a collaboration with John Wick, The Equalizer, and The Beekeeper.
Damn. Ooh. I would say, okay, we got the high table, right? That could be something that could be similar to The Beekeeper, right? There's an organized, everything is organized, right? Everything has levels of this shit. Like one is not greater than the other. Rules are not meant to be broken. Let's say the beekeepers are actually the high table. And let's say
the beekeepers are the high table.
Yeah.
I would
or organization of the high table, one of the highest, guns for hire. And let's just say they hire Adam Clay to get rid of John Wick. That's how you get two of them together, right? Because John Wick, if they bring John Wick back, let's say he survives, you bring them back together. You have Adam Clay going after John Wick. with the Equalizer. Oh, this is a little bit hard because he's off script too, but he does work for the government, but he doesn't. He's retired, kind of like Adam Clay. But let's just say there's some plot that brings the Equalizer back to New York City, where John Wick is based off, and they happen to bump into each other. And you know how my man is like in Equalizer, that he doesn't like that the innocent people are bullied and stuff like that. So let's just say that these people are like, you got Adam Clay going after John Wick, trying to kill him, and they're hurting innocent people while they're at it. So of course, the Equalizer takes initiative and was like, nah, I can't let these innocent people get in harm's way. So he decides to go after both of them. Just make it believable, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the best I can come up with right now. Like, damn, because you really shot me with that question. I wasn't prepared for that.
It just came up out of the blue. But I'm gonna say, when we're about to close this out, sorry, Beekeeper's my new hero over John Wick. I'm sorry, no more John Wick for me. It's a distant memory.
I'm definitely buying this movie when it comes out, yo. Definitely.
Oh yeah, I'm shooting.
Definitely going to my library
right now. I'm about to go watch it right now.
Definitely add it to my library, bro.
Best movie, fighting movie of the 21st. Well, excuse me, of this century.
You can think of a movie that's closer to this movie whatsoever, besides John Wick?
Other than Equalizer, no. Of this decade?
Or any movie in general, because I got a couple.
All right, lay them on me.
Of course, we got to go with the big franchise, the Expendables. That's one.
No.
The first one, bro. The first one. So then the second one, Rambo 4. Yo, the way he
haven't watched it yet.
The way he murked those people, yo, that shit was wild. The galley gun scene when he was murking the people on the pulpy fields, and then he beheaded the general.
Well, at this point, Sylvester's a little bit old right now. He's not fighting anybody right now.
True, but it's still a classic though. It's one of my favorites though. And then not John Wick. I'm trying to think of another one. Charles Bronstein's Death Wish, yo, that shit was wild. That's a classic too.
Nope. Beekeeper for me. Beekeeper.
All right.
My new modern action favorite, Beekeeper.
Damn.
All day, every day. Beekeeper. All day, every day.